Evening, guys. James Hamilton here for MMA UK. So tonight we've got another live stream for you. I'm going to be joined by Carol Balmer Booth. Now, Carol fights for Brave Combat Federation. Carol has an upcoming fight. He's fighting on the 17th of November, and the gentleman he will be fighting is Jara Hussein Al Salawi. I think I've got that right. So that fight's actually in Bahrain, and that's at the Khalifa Sports Arena. So we're just waiting for Carol to join us, and we'll get started. Excuse me, bit of a cough. Just a few moments, guys. Right. So if you're watching, Carol, if you leave a comment and I'll invite you in. Right. Just 2 seconds, guys. No, indeed it is not, Carol. We're waiting for Carol to come in. Right. Thank you. Peter's invited Carol. Also, guys, that's Carol there. Any questions for Carol, just please file them and I'll get to them all as I can. Right, Carol, to it. That's an invite sent to you, Carol.
What's good, you right?
I'm very good, yourself?
Just lost you.
That's all right, mate. How are you this evening?
What's that?
How are you this evening?
I'm all good, man.
So, just finished training?
Yeah, just came back from training now.
So I'm assuming that's you in camp at the moment then, yeah?
Yeah.
How long have you been in fight camp? How long have you been in camp?
Last couple of weeks training's increased. I've trained through anyway. Kept ticking over.
So what's a day like for you at the moment?
Same as usual, really. I get up in the morning, try and get a session in, and then my main classes are in the evening and stuff. So I end up doing them.
So I'm assuming then, just by what you said there, you train year round. You don't really take time off then.
No, I do take I don't have time off, but I still take over. But I take it easier sometimes, don't I?
And with your camps as well, I know a lot of guys. There's a lot of talk at the moment about sparring.
Yeah.
How do you sort of taper your sparring off near the end, or when is it you sort of? How much sparring do you do?
I spar up to the last week. And I'll not risk injury. So.
Yeah, it's definitely smart.
Spar all the way up to that week.
So you're fighting on Brave Combat Federation. This is now.
Yeah.
Is this your 4th fight for Brave or 5th?
Yeah, this is my 4th. Yeah.
So how's that experience been fighting in the likes of India, Bahrain, places like that?
It's been pretty cool, man. To be honest, yeah, they've treated me really well everywhere I've gone. It's just a whole new experience. It actually feels like pro fighting.
Yeah.
So getting to go to big stadiums and that.
So is it a lot different than fighting, obviously, in the UK then?
Fighting's fighting when you're locked in the cage. There's no difference there. It's just an experience for the whole week is different, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Does it have the feel of a bigger show then? More like a Bellator, a UFC?
Yeah, and every time we've gone to the show as well, it's improved. it runs a little bit smoother. There's a little
Yeah.
bit more that's happening there. Do you know what I mean? Every time they push the boat out a little bit further. Yeah, it's really feeling like a top class show.
Yeah, it's definitely a growing show. I think it's going to be quite a big international show, and it's obviously got some strong backing behind it as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So just on fighting internationally, I wanted to ask you, what was it like fighting in India? That's
Fighting in India, it was different, totally different to be honest. Um, the crowd was like, they was really into it to be honest, man. We got a lot of interaction with the crowd and that. A lot of photos taken with people. Yeah, it was pretty cool, man.
how do you deal with see, obviously climates like we're in the UK, and we certainly don't have a climate like that. How is that fighting when it's like that?
Um, in the stadium, I don't think you really feel the difference. Like in the
Right.
UK, you're under the lights anyway. Like the
Hmm.
ring's hot no matter what. So the main thing is just that last week, I try and just keep training and make sure that I get a good cardio workout from the moment I get there, just so I can climatize. That's the only difference. Is just literally that week of training. It makes cutting weight easier as well, man, when it's hot. So
Ah, well, yeah, you're going to sweat. And
yeah.
what's how was it the first time you had to travel that sort of distance? Did that have an effect
Um,
on you, or how did you feel with that?
like I said, it's a week before you travel out, so it's not too much. It's not too bad. You're kind of used to it by the time you get there. But the time difference, that's one thing because I end up sitting on my phone at night rather than going to sleep.
Yeah.
Do you know when it's like it's getting to 12 o'clock and I should be in bed asleep by now. Sometimes I'm up till like 2, 3, and then I have to tell myself, "Yo, you need to go sleep. You got to be up in the morning." That's the main difference for me.
Is that something you'll try and adjust? See, when you're in the UK, try and fit the times you're training here into which country you're travelling to.
Yeah, I just try and when we get there, obviously we work out what sort of time we're fighting. We
Mhm.
make sure we get a training session then, and then pretty much as soon as I get up in the morning, I'll have a cardio session. Same as what I do here, really.
Aye. And we've
So
just
I'll have a cardio session in the morning and a technical one in the evening.
and also with you fighting in Brave, we've had a comment there. This is something I looked at. You've got the most cage time in the Brave promotion. Is that
Yeah,
that
yeah, I have. Yeah,
so?
I don't think
Really,
that's a good thing though, because I'd like to get more knockouts and have the least cage time.
well, that's obviously that's the ideal scenario, but obviously doesn't always work that way. Um, I
No.
wanted to, I wanted to ask you a little bit about your last fight. Obviously, you fought for the vacant welterweight belt. Things didn't go
Yeah,
your way. Obviously, on the night it went to decision. What did you
yeah.
take away from that fight? Is there any adjustments you felt you had to make after that?
Yeah, since then, or even before then, and mainly since then, I started training on my strength training, and I'm taking
Yeah.
it a lot more serious now. Um, this obviously I got out wrestled for most of the fight up against Cage, and I was really struggling with that. Um, yeah, so the main thing for me now is focus on my strength training and being explosive for that whole 5 round period rather than just the first couple of rounds and blowing myself up. That's
So,
one thing
so
I've really took.
the fight overall, then it was a good learning experience. You got something from it, then.
Yeah, you either win or you learn, innit? And
Yeah.
I did learn, man. Yeah.
That's,
Sometimes when you walk away from a fight of a quick KO,
mhm.
you're not any better off for it. Do you know what I mean? You could do that anyway. So like when you come out from a fight and it was actually a challenge, then yeah, you've always take something from it, and that's what I did from that one.
And just moving forward a bit on to your next fight, the gentleman you're fighting now, I'll try and see if I get his name correct. It's Jara Hussein Al Salawi. I don't know if
Yeah,
I'm
that's the
pronouncing
one. Yeah,
it right. So
close enough.
you've fought him in the past.
Yeah.
It was a fairly quick fight. At 32 seconds, I believe you TKO'd him.
Yeah.
How much confidence does that give you getting into this fight when you've been in there with them?
It gives me. I'm fairly confident with it anyway. Like I know like he's improved since then.
Yeah.
He's a well rounded fighter. And but there's one thing you can't improve on is your chin, and I don't think he has. I don't think it's possible to improve on your chin. So I know I can knock him out if I hit him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm full of confidence in this fight.
So this fight, obviously all going to plan. You go over to Bahrain, get the victory. Is the next step to get back in there for that title again at Brave?
That will be something I'm really up for, yeah. Because with this guy, it was a last-minute opponent, the guy that I fought for the title.
Yeah, Carlton it was.
Yeah, Carlton Lindsay Harris. So I'd like more time to actually prepare against a fighter like him, because I was actually preparing for a striker at the time. So yeah, I'd like a full training camp and fight that guy again. Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of answers a question we had from someone asking about that last minute change. Just a second. Now we're going to have a wee look. We've got a couple of questions here for you, Carol.
Well, I've got a couple of tea on.
You might see some names you recognise. So let's have a wee look. Right. So we've got James Anthony, who's a regular viewer of MMA UK. He's asking, what's the long-term goal for yourself?
Long-term goal is my dream since I started MMA is just fight in the UFC. Work myself up, and I want to start fighting them top 10 guys. And that's it. I'm born fighter. I love to do this sport, and I'd love to compete against the best.
I have heard you say as well in interviews before that if you're not aiming for the UFC, then basically what's
the point?
Yeah.
I might as well join the fire brigade or something and do something different, do something worthwhile.
Obviously, you coming from Nottingham, there's guys like Paul Daly and Dan Hardy. Both have been in the UFC. Paul Daly's stint was a bit interesting. But how much does that inspire you, seeing guys from the same town that have made it to that level, obviously had title fights as well?
Yeah, well, absolutely loads, man. When I first started off with MMA, obviously the Rough House is the camp that them guys were from, and that was in its element at the time. I had loads of top guys there from the UK and people from all over the UK coming over to train with them, and that's basically where I started off. My first couple of years were there sparring with them guys and looking up to them. I've seen Dan and Paul, Ross Pearson, a lot of the other guys go to the UFC and make big changes in their lives. And yeah, it inspired me loads, man. Especially being with them and training with them on a daily basis. Yeah, I could see that I could do it.
Also, I think you had your first amateur fight in, was it 2009, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah.
For you, how much for that first amateur fight, how much do you feel the sport's developed, mainly in the UK, since then to this point we're at now?
Loads, man, to be fair. When I had my first amateur fight, and I didn't really know much about the sport, to be honest. Yeah. So when I got into it, it was all new to me. I just wanted to do it just because I was getting into scraps anyway. Right. So yeah, since then the sport's became a lot more professional. Even the smaller shows, they're looking after the fighters a lot more. There's better like medical people there. The cutman are there and everything nowadays. Yeah, so everything's looked a lot better. Plus, like, just the footage you get from them. Like, some of my first fights probably weren't even filmed. Do you know what I mean? And then they weren't even like, some of them weren't even put on your record. So everyone's being a little bit more professional with it nowadays.
Actually, just while I'm thinking here, did you see the Boston Crab finish?
Yeah.
What did you think of that scene when you saw that? We had the gentleman on last night, so I thought I would just ask you get your thoughts on that.
That was fucking awesome, man. I actually watched the setup for it as well, because obviously I seen just him finishing it, and then I seen him set it up, and I was just like, yeah. He just looked at his feet and thought, yeah, yeah, man, that was cool, man.
Yeah,
well done to him.
I thought it was awesome. So, are you working on any WWE style finishes yourself, or?
Jumping off top ropes, people's elbow, that sort of stuff.
People's elbow, that's the one I think you should go for.
What, people's elbow, yeah?
Yeah, imagine that. That would be something. You would definitely be going viral if you landed a people's elbow.
Yeah, as long as I get a photo with The Rock after, that would be cool. I'll try it.
He might want to come and train with you. So, I wanted to ask you a wee bit about the gym you train out of, Nottingham MMA. How long have you been training there?
The last couple of years I've been training there now. Probably 2-3 years, I reckon. 2-3 years.
And how do you feel you've developed in your time at that gym?
I feel like I've developed quite a bit, to be honest. I used to just do my own thing throughout Nottingham, like gym hop basically. And with Nottingham MMA, obviously there's a lot more structure there and a lot more, especially the grappling side of it and everything. There's more people there for me to train with and that. So yeah, it's helped loads.
And something I quite like to ask all the fighters we have on, what sort of young talent is in the gym down there? Anyone in particular we should be keeping an eye out for that's coming up in the UK scene?
There's quite a few guys in the gym that are like, they're able to take out most of the guys in their weight categories, I reckon. They just need to get more fights under their belt. That's about it. But yeah, there's two lads we call them the Diaz brothers in the gym. They're smashing up everybody at the moment. There's a guy called Tyrell. He's out there always trying to get the extra rounds. They're always trying to get the extra drills in at the end of the sessions and that. Yeah, and there's a few of them, man, coming from our gym. I reckon in the next few years you're going to know the gym's name quite well.
In the gym itself, do you do any coaching or anything like that? Are you purely training, or do you do any classes or anything while you're...
I cover classes every now and again. I don't really like to at the moment to teach too much.
And that's purely because is it because you're in camp, or is it just right now you're just focused purely on yourself?
Yeah, I think I've got to be a little bit selfish, and
yeah,
I have private sessions with my coach all the time and stuff. And one of my main things is my striking. So there's other guys in the gym that teach MMA and jiu-jitsu and stuff, and their levels up there. So the one class I would take on would be the striking class, and my coach is there, so I don't need to teach.
Yeah, so definitely looking over your record, you certainly prefer the striking.
Yeah.
Getting into this fight again, you obviously did a 32-second TKO the last time. Do you think you can do it quicker, or do you see this? Do you think he's developed enough that the fight may go a bit longer and be a harder fight than that first time?
I think before you underestimated me. That's why he came in the way he did. I don't know, man. With my fights, man, like what happens, isn't it? Like I adjust to my opponent, however they move and stuff. I try and counter them and take them out. Just work on whatever they are. So however he reacts, I'll react. If he comes like running after me, I'll try and bang him out. If he comes with a smarter approach, then I'll just time him on a different shot.
Do you feel he might have looked at that last fight, and obviously with your opponent focusing heavily on the wrestling, do you think that's something he might actually try and implement against you in this fight?
I think he might do. I don't think he's as strong as my other opponent was. Mm-hmm. Even my other opponent, he tried to wrestle me and stuff, but like I didn't see him like dominating like with the big takedowns and all that. It was just mainly riding out the round. So I'm improving in that moment anyway. So if he wants to do that, he just gives me an opportunity to showcase my new stuff.
And I've got another question coming in here from Hassan. He's asking, what did Coach Karsten suggest when your opponent changed at Brave 8?
What do you mean? What did he suggest? Well, we just basically looked at this Karsten guy's fights and that. Mm-hmm. We've seen what he likes to do, and we just tried to work some different stuff to stop him from doing it. And basically, he likes to go for that body lock a lot. So we just literally worked through a few scenarios how to get out of the body lock, and just refreshing me on some stuff, basically.
Perfect.
That was it. He was also saying that I should have just pressured him a bit more throughout the rounds. That was about it. So he should have been moving forward and pressuring, which I didn't listen to.
Well, like you say, you win or you learn. So that's your answer, Hassan. I've also got Peter Knox asking, who do you think the greatest fighter is of all time? I'm interested to hear.
The greatest fighter of all time. I think John Jones, man. He's one of my favourites, even though he's in trouble again because he's been naughty. But yeah, that guy there, man. I don't see many people being able to take him out. Even anyway.
He's been a
bit. His fight IQ's up there.
He's just unfortunately he's not as intelligent outside the cage, it seems anyway. making some
Yeah.
very silly mistakes. No,
Yeah.
that's brilliant. And also, we were talking a wee bit about going forward and getting into the UFC. How do you feel you stack up against let's say, the top 20 guys in the UFC, or some of the guys in there? How do you feel you match up against them?
Going to you, Dean Truman. What's that? How do I think I stack up against the top
Aye,
20?
against if you've got to go going into the UFC, do you feel you're right there, you're ready to get in there and make a name for yourself?
Yeah, I think with the right training camps and stuff, I think I stack up good against anybody who I get in there against, man. I'm confident in my skills. I like to fight, so yeah,
Perfect.
fuck 'em.
And Dean Truman asked a question. Now, I'm assuming by you seeing that coming up, you know this guy. He's
Yeah,
asking,
yeah.
so it's
The nuts guy.
I guarantee your opponents can wrestle
I
like that
guarantee
Dean
you
Truman
fought
from the MMA. Tell me a wee bit
nowhere near
about that.
about Dean.
So is
Dean's a
yeah,
beast,
yeah.
man.
Tell me.
Dean's a beast. He's on Cage Warriors at the moment. He's an absolute beast, man. He trains a lot with Jimmy Warled. He's one of the top guys in our gym, under me, obviously. But yeah, he's a beast. He's one of the top wrestlers in our gym as well.
There you go. Well, shout out to Dean Truman. And Dean's fighting in Cage Warriors, yeah?
Shout out to Dean.
Yeah.
What's that?
Dean's fighting in Cage Warriors, you said, yeah?
Yeah, Dean's on Cage Warriors, yeah.
Perfect.
Haven't you seen him knock somebody out on Cage Warriors? He's an absolute don.
As soon as I get off this, I'll be looking him up rather. And we've got Jack James asking, if you get into the UFC, who do you plan on fighting first, or who would you like to fight first?
I fought Leon Edwards in the amateurs before. I'd like to get another scrap in with him. Other than that, I'm not really bothered, man. Whoever they put me up against, man, I'm up to make money, bro. I'm not really bothered. The name's the name, the opponent's the opponent. It makes no difference to me. I've got nothing personal against anybody, bro.
Excellent. Well, that's all I've got for you, Carl. Thanks very much for joining us in MMA UK. Just before we let you go, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to, sponsors, anything like that?
DC Mouthguards, Knots MMA, Subguards, Animosity Fightwear, everybody else that's helped me out at Nottingham MMA. That's it. That's sweet for me. Oh yeah, and First Round Management as well.
Perfect. Thanks very much. So, good luck in your fight, mate. We'll check back in with you once you're back after the November fight. And good luck.
Yeah, man.
MMA UK.
Cheers. Respect, guys. Thank you.
See you later, guys.
Right. Let me give you some likes. How do I get up?
Right, guys. So that was Carl Booth. And that's another MMA interview done. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.